So this is system we are building. It's a case management system for a region in Sweden where the applicants have to log in to do all the things that they can do inside this application. Right now we're looking at a staging environment. In here we have some test accounts that users can log in without providing any specific information. But if you log in the traditional way, we do it through IDP provider, identity provider. So we send a request, and if the request is valid, we will get some data back, and then we will be able to log in to the system. And we're using BankID, which is quite standard in Sweden. So now I will get the pop-up where I can put in my credentials. This is a test environment, so the BankID is actually for test as well. But in the production environment, you log in with your real IDP. So I have to accept some policies regarding how they handle my personal data. Once that's done, I get my name from the IDP. In this case, it's the names that I provided for the fake IDP. Otherwise, I would get my name here. And then I will provide some data that is asked for when I create my account, and then I save it. Somebody else is already using this account, so I will put in some Mailinator accounts. And let's say, to be sure. That's a validation. It has to be the same email in both places, and now I'm in. So then I land on the landing page. This is my pages, mina sidor in Swedish, and from here I can create new applications for what I'm going to ask the region for. Now this is empty. So I can log out and log in to another account that actually have some data in it, which is much easier. We can go some Kalanka, and here we can see some applications that are ongoing, so that we have sent. Maybe it's not sent yet, maybe it's sent already and it's ongoing. We can go to the next level if we click on one of these. Web environment only has 3 levels or main levels, which is this level, the second level where you can see the details of the project, and where you can send messages that is specific to the project. And once the status is approved, then you can send more documents in. So when the status changes here, you will have more possibilities in this view. And then we have the third view, which is actually the document where the form is. So all of these sections contain different information that the applicant has filled in before sending. So now this has already been sent, so we can't see the input fields anymore. We can just see the data, the labels, and the data that the user put in. So this is the third level of the application. So it's not that big in terms of pages. What is really big actually is this section, the third level, because all of this is actually generated from a data sheet from the beginning, which generates these sections and contain all the labels and all the so we create all these sections with the full form inside it. So from the level 1, if you start a new application, you will get a form with the actual input fields. So these instructions and all these sections are generated from a data sheet. And here the user can actually put in all the information in the form. So we split up the form by sections depending on the label of the content. And when you have done all of this, in this case with this specific form, you have to have another role in the project. You can be you can have a main role in the project. You can create applications and you can send them and everything. But for this specific form, the type of the form, the project needs to have something that called a firmatecknare, someone that's going to be responsible for signing these documents when they go from one hand to the other. So now I have both of these roles. I could invite another person to take that role from me. Or if I already have another member, I can just pass that role to that new member. But once I have the role of firmatecknare, I can now send the document, because now I can actually sign the same document if I'm the only person in this project. Then if I would be another user, I would get an email and the link, and I will get this in my view. But now, since I am the person that's going to sign it, I get it in my view. So I can just click here, accept the terms, and go on to signing. And this is going to a third-party provider that's going to actually create the digital signature that is attached to the document. Now, hopefully this works as well. It's not important because I have signed documents on the other side. And this is done by Confact. It's a third-party signing tjänst or something. So here I have to log in again with my BankID. So I need to prove my identification again. After you sign the document and everything goes as planned, the document is it's made like a diary entry in another third-party integration named Public 360. So every time a document leaves this application, it will make a diary entry with full information about the project and the document that was sent. And that through that application, they can actually go to this application that we're seeing now. This is the inside of the other application. So the first application is for public users that register and make applications, and they're going to ask the region for something. Then the region has another form of this. So they're the recipient of what has been sent. And they can actually reach this system through the other third-party system, which is Public 360. Clicking on this button, then you should get the redirect directly into this handläggarstöd. But if we refresh this page, we're going to see if we have something in here. To have access to this application, you have to be in an Active Directory group at the customer to even have access to this page. But while you're in here, this is the level 1. But from this point of view, and then you can see the documents that are new that you can log in and do something about. These are ongoing projects, and down here we have finished projects that have been either approved, pulled back, or for some reason they just said no to the project. But in here we have a data grid, a little bit different from the other application, where we just have a simple table to show the different documents. But in here we can actually sort and do other things with the documents, because people are actually working in this system every day. So you can use these, you have more functionality in here. So this is the document that has been sent. And now we can go in here as the working person at the region, and we can go in and we can see the document that has been sent to us in the same format, but it's read-only because all the input fields are closed. So you can take the data only instead of plenty of clutter. We have some bigger sections where they ask for money and stuff like that with big tables. And all of these tables are calculated automatically. So we have like sums down here and everything to make it easier for the person that is viewing this. And if it's any problem with something in this section, let's say, the person can like ask for do something more, blah blah blah, and then you can send it back to the applicant again, and then he will take this message and he will fix something in it and he will send it again, and when it's back we can approve it and move on. So if we take maybe an older one and just say approve, the approval process is not made in here, it's actually made in the third-party integrated system. So this approve button is only for this staging and testing environments, so we don't have to do all that in the background. So once it is approved, this is also for Kalle Anka. We can go back. This was the number 21. If we refresh here, that project should be approved in here. So it's missing from here, and now it's down here, number 21. Then we can go in here. So now we have some more stats up here, some more in here as well, because now the project is approved. Then we have stuff we are obliged to fulfill. So like sending in reports, stuff like that. We can also keep track of the budget, how much has been paid out, how much is left to pay out, etc. So now we have the 3 more options of documents that we can create. This is to report the status of the document, or the how's the project going, how much money have we spent, etc., etc. And this is ongoing through the whole project, depending on the project length, the different periods that you need to report, and you will get a little warning here. If you have gone past this date, this will turn into a warning that it's more like a warning type instead of just the info, as is now. And every time any of these documents are created and sent, they will make a diary entry under the same project that we created from the beginning. So this will actually contain all the documents and all the history and everything that happens between these 2 applications. So something else that I should mention, they can send direct messages as well. You can invite the people, you can edit your own account, change your information. And I don't think we have so much more to show in here, actually. Then we can move on to show another application that is one version of this is already in production, but we're releasing another version of the same application quite soon, and both of these applications are built on the same code. We first had one application, the one that I showed you, and then we were asked to build something else, which we did, and now we have joined the 2 code bases into one, which makes it easier to provide updates for one or the other application if they wish, because it's in constant development. So this is the Dataport variant of the same application. The login is the same. They have different information in their landing page, but that's probably the only difference. We can use a test account here as well. And in here, it's a little bit more simple. This is made to ask the region to extract data from their instances, could be hospitals or other public databases. So people, not ordinary people, but somebody that's working within an organization that is qualified to ask for this data. So here the applications are much smaller. We only have to talk about a little bit who is asking for the data, who is going to use the data, a little bit of the project, what's the name, is there another diary number from an old project that we can use, and here we have to provide some information to prove that we are actually qualified to get this information. And then under data target, here is where you actually ask for the data. So you can go in here and just look at one that is already made. So here you can ask for from where are we going to get this data. So in this case, we have 3 instances where we can ask for data, and within that instance, we have more instances that are more specific for the data we're asking for. And then we fill in the rest of the form, and then who's going to get the data in the bottom. Is it the person that we said up there, or is it another person? And then we can just add it, and we can send it. This we don't need to sign. Now this is the inside of Dataport, the Dataport application that we saw with the red header. Now I wasn't able to actually send the application, but here we have the same layout as for the with the blue label. And here you also have the one for finished, and this the finished project, and the projects that needs some handling. Here we have more data in the data grid because they have some other processes that we need to add data for, so they can visualize it easier in the first view. But if we just enter one here, it's the same view on level 2, but here you can't actually approve the project because that's not the process for this instance of the application. So as we saw on the other one, now we can review the form in read-only view, much easier to see. We can download the files and everything. Here we can also ask for if anything is missing or looking off, we can ask them to fix it. Or we can actually go in and start the process of making a decision, are you going to get this data or not? So once you have completed these steps, you can go to the next step. And here you will book an actual meeting where a set of people will look at the application, and they will make a joint decision if you are going to get the data or not. And this is the view they will see at that point. It's already, this meeting is taking place now, let's say, and then they can take a decision here, and they will say okay or not okay. So bifall, you will get a message, and then you can add some email recipients that you want that will be notified when this decision is made. There's already 4 default recipients of this email. So when I press skicka beslut, I would be one of the persons receiving an email, and so would this person and this person and some other person as well. And I think that's it actually from these 2 applications. We have some more functionality in this inside of the application, the internal one. We have provided the customer with the ability to go in and edit the forms, creating new labels and info texts, and on the pages as well, that you can go and actually edit this text or other texts if you go in here. So simple things the owner of the application can do by themselves without contacting the development team. And we can do some other things. We can we can extract files. We can activate like a service window if we're having a release, or if something is down, we can activate the service window manually, so the user won't come to like a crashed application. And plenty of other things too. And that's all I've got. Thank you.